Hey everyone, it's Riz. Sorry, we're back. We just had a bit of technical difficulties, but we're back to explain to you the how to choose the proper mask. So for those joining in, again, we're sorry if we got cut off the last time. So I'm just going to start from the very beginning so that we can recap everything. So today's topic is how to choose your right mask. As a respiratory therapist, in the CPAP sleep apnea world, well, this is a common question I get from my patients. So today, whether this is the first time you're starting your treatment and choosing your mask, or maybe this is, you've been a veteran in the CPAP world, well, maybe I can convince you to try something different. So why is choosing your mask an important process of starting your CPAP treatment? And I've said this so many times before because with CPAP, comfort is everything. You can have the most expensive CPAP, the newest model, the lowest pressure, but if you do not have the right mask, it's going to come off at night. So without the right mask, your CPAP is basically useless. And so that is what we're here for today. So when a patient comes and see me, I don't just pick my favorite mask and I put it on the patient. There are many things as a respiratory therapist, as a specialist in this, that I have to consider. If my patient tells me I can't breathe through my nose, I've had multiple surgeries, I've broken my nose, playing hockey so many times, I'm claustrophobic, well, I have to consider maybe more of a nasal mask, a full face mask. If my patient tells me I'm claustrophobic, if my patient has facial hair, if you have a small nose or an extra small nose, because we all know that big nose don't exist, the sizing matters, how you sleep, whether you're a back sleeper, a side sleeper, or a stomach sleeper. If you are somebody who moves a lot. So there's all of these factors that I have to consider when faced with a patient who's choosing their mask for the first time. So once I've assessed all of that, my next question is, how does my patient breathe? Are you more of somebody who's more comfortable breathing through their nose or through their mouth? In the CPAP mask, there are two big categories. You have the nasal masks, and then you have the full face masks. Now, nasal mask, people that I will personally put on a nasal mask are those who are strictly nose breather, right? Whereas patient whom I will put on a full face mask are those who have tendencies of breathing through their mouth. So like I said earlier, the example of somebody who's had multiple surgeries in the nose, who are nasally congested a lot of the months in the year, there's just a lot of obstruction or restriction in the nose. So, that tells me this person or this patient is more likely to breathe through their mouth. So right there, there's a light that turns on that says this patient will need a full face mask. Okay, so in the nasal mask, there are many categories, subcategories of types of nasal mask, and let's dive into it and let's look into it. So the first category, let's start with the smallest and the cutest. I call them the pillow masks. So let me see if I can bring this close to you guys. So they're like little mushrooms that sit right inside your nostril. So I kind of call them mushroom that covers your nostril. So very light, very small, very easy to use. There's very, very small adjustment. Really, the only thing you have to consider is the size of the nasal prongs. But when you buy this mask, it actually comes, they call it the fit pack, which means that it comes with all of the sizes of nasal prongs. So you don't even have to worry about choosing the right size. It comes with all of the sizes. There's no adjustment in headgear as well. You simply, look how easy this is. You simply put it inside your nose, and that is it. That took me less than 2 seconds. So again, if you're worried about having markings on the face, because it's so lightweight and minimalist, you will not mark. Or maybe just a little bit, but not as bad as, we'll get to that later. one of the downfall of this is higher pressures. When I select a patient on a pillow mask, I always take into consideration the pressure. Because the prongs enter directly inside your nose, at higher pressures, some patients will start experiencing discomfort or even dryness in the nose because the pressure is just too strong and way too direct inside your nostril. So for those for those patients with higher pressure, I have other masks for you, but if you love this mask and you don't have the discomfort of pressure, but you have dryness, then you can also get lubricants for your nose, like Sicaris, for example. So like I said, this is a very easy, very comfortable, lightweight mask. Again, it comes with all the sizes, so for those who are worried about picking the right size, you don't have that problem with this kind of mask. Now, moving on to something new in the market, we call them the hybrid mask because it's a cross between a pillow mask and a nasal mask. Unlike the pillow mask, however, it does not go inside the nose. I don't know if you can see that. There are no little mushrooms, but there is a little hole. So that hole, your seal is created by aligning the hole of the mask with your nostril without it going inside. Again, look at how easy that was to install. Again, very easy. So the advantages of these masks are very similar to that of a pillow mask. Lightweight, small, less intrusive. It does not go inside the nose. So I forgot to mention with the pillow mask, some people might feel irritation in the nostril, a bit of like a sensation of stretching your nostril. Well, you won't get that with this because nothing goes inside your nose. You're simply hugging your nose, if I can say, right? But compared to the pillow mask, it does tend to leak a little more. Again, because the seal is obtained by aligning the holes of the mask with your nose. So if you're somebody who likes to move a lot, you can easily shift the mask, losing the seal, causing a lot of leakage. Okay, so again, a very good option, especially if you don't move a lot. It's a really minimalistic mask. What's great about these two kinds of masks is that you can actually wear your glasses. So for those who like to read before bedtime or watch a bit of Netflix before bedtime, these are good options. So now, moving on to what we call a standard nasal mask. So a little bit old school mask right here. So let me get this out for you just so you can have a closer look. So this one now covers the entire nose, okay? So it goes from your nose bridge all the way to the bottom of your nose. So with this, compared to the two previous masks, it tends to tolerate pressure, higher pressure a little bit better because you don't have the pressure pushed directly inside your nose. Au contraire, the patient will be the one to pick up the air inside the cushion or the bubble. So with this kind of mask, like I said, it holds the pressure a little bit better. A lot of patients feel like it's more stable. Okay, again, because you have all of the headgears really maintaining it in position. Some masks even have a forehead support. So although it looks very heavy and intrusive, the role of a forehead support helps to balance the mask, the weight of the mask. So a lot of patients won't even feel the weight of this mask. But so my patients who are claustrophobic, this might be something a little bit harder for them to get used to. It will mark a little bit more, again, because there's a bit more contact with your skin. So you might wake up with markings on the face. It could also cause some pressure sores on your nose bridge, and if it tends to leak from the top of the mask, well, some patients will get that in their eye and might wake up with also dry eyes. Again, but there are solutions to that. Maybe you just have the wrong fitting, the wrong size. Maybe it's not adjusted properly. And I mean, this is just one example. There are so many other options. Like I said, markings on the face. But in the same category of nasal mask, we have what we call air touch. So I don't know if you can see this, but it's memory foam. And it's made specifically for people who have sensitive skin. So it tends to leave less markings, it's softer on the skin and less pressure. It's basically the mousse that's absorbing the seal and the pressure from the mask. So again, in the nasal mask, there are 3 subcategories. Like I said, you have the pillow mask that tend to go inside your nostril. You have the hybrid or the cradle mask that just sits under the nose. And then you have the conventional or standard nasal mask that cover the entire nose. But now, how about for those who are not comfortable breathing through their nose and are more of a natural mouth breather? Well, for you guys, we have the full face mask. So of course, looking at it like this might look intimidating. My patients ask me, is that a comfortable mask? And I tell them comfort is very personal. Of course, if you compare a full face mask to a nasal mask, tendencies are patient will, gravitate towards a nasal mask. But if you're somebody who's more comfortable breathing through your mouth and you have a nasal mask on, I will guarantee a discomfort. That's from the air flushing through your nose down to your mouth. I think we've covered this in our previous lives. It will cause a lot of discomfort, a lot of dryness, and that's never something you want to experience. So for a mouth breather, this is an example of a full face mask. It goes from the top of your nose to the, down below your lower lip. So an advantage is when I see a prescription with very high pressure, I don't push, but I tend to recommend a full face mask just because it's able to hold the seal better, but also having a high pressure going through your nose is not always comfortable. So having the option to breathe through your mouth, that just removes a lot of stress for some patients. So like I said, it tends to hold higher pressure. Seal, right? It's again same like my other nasal mask. You have headgears. You have the headgear that holds the mask in place. You even have the forehead support that will balance the weight of the mask on your face. Now, of course, for someone who's claustrophobic, maybe might not be their first choice. It will definitely leave more markings than my next mask. So stay tuned. It will definitely leave a little bit more marking. They are a little bit more pricier, but like I said, if you're somebody who likes to breathe through your mouth, this will be a much more comfortable mask. So going back to my patients who are claustrophobic, and this might scare you. So just like the nasal mask have their hybrid mask, our full face mask now also comes with a hybrid mask. So I'll take it out just so you can see it. So it's a combination between the cradle mask and the full face mask. In other words, it sits right under your nose and covers your mouth, allowing you to breathe through your mouth without having that big, heavy, bulky mask that goes all the way up to your nose. So this is what it looks like. And you can see that. So right there, those 2 little holes you see at the top, that's where you would align your nose. So it kind of sits like this. So, of course, comparing this cushion to such a big mask, it's less scary. You can also wear your glasses with this, right? So if you're somebody who likes to read before bed, watch some Netflix, some YouTube, watch this live while you're trying to take a nap, this is a perfect mask for you. One thing that I forgot to mention about full face mask, if you're somebody who likes to talk to your bed partner just before bed, well, that full face mask will allow you to do that without having the discomfort of air flushing in your mouth. Okay, so there you go. We've pretty much covered a lot, the main categories in the masks. So my patients will also tell me, well, if I buy a ResMed mask or a if I buy a ResMed CPAP or a Philips Respironics or a Fisher-Paykel mask, do I have to stay in that same brand to pick my mask? No, you don't. If you own a ResMed CPAP, you can choose to have a Philips Respironics mask, a ResMed mask, or a Fisher-Paykel mask. Masks are made compatible. All of their connections are all the same so that you can use it for any model of CPAP, whether it's from 8 years ago or if you just bought it yesterday, whether it's ResMed, Fisher-Paykel, or Respironics, they are all made to be compatible. Some of my patients will also say, Riz, I have this old mask. It took me a long time to find the right mask. You know, I'm hesitant to change it. You know, that mask looks interesting. I'm not sure if I'm ready to switch over. And I tell them it's okay. If you spent years and years looking for the right mask and you finally found the right mask, I understand. It's hard to switch over to a newer masks. But don't forget, newer masks are made to be more comfortable. So when trying to switch over from an older model to a newer style, I tend to go slowly. You know, I'm not gonna make you go from a full face mask to a pillow mask. You know, I'm gonna try to match a very similar style so that the adaptation is seamless, right? I don't want to shock you during your sleep and be like, whoa, what is this different mask? You know, if you have one, if I transition you into a pillow mask, you might feel like the pressure is much higher. No, it's only because it's directly inside your nose. So I always tell my patients, if you've had the same mask for such a long time, and don't get me wrong, I understand, you know, that when you're hesitant to change masks, because once you find the right one, you know, you want to stick with it. But newer models are made to be comfortable. So what we have here is a 30-day mask warranty. So if you buy the mask at our regular price, well, you have 30 days to exchange it. So let's say you want to try the hybrid full face mask, and you, after 2 weeks of trying it, you're like, no, I really want my old bulky mask. No problem. We will gladly exchange that for you. So there shouldn't be that fear of trying other masks or transitioning into a different type of mask. Now, I've given you your options. Like I said, some masks are hit or miss, but there are ways to make a mask sit more comfortably during the night. We definitely have accessories that will promote comfort with any masks. So, for example, if you'll give me a second, I'll go grab them so I can show them to you. All right, so let me show these to you. For example, we have what we call the gel pads. Not very obvious on the camera, but think of it like a cushion that you would put on your nose. It's made with gel, so that kind of absorbs the pressure of the mask, the seal that you're trying to create. You know, I have patients who maybe have a bonier structure on the nose, so when you have the mask sitting on the bony structure, you know, you will experience pressure sores. So having a gel pad can help absorb that pressure. Another cool option is what I call the Aeromate. It seals and it soothes the skin. I mean, I have a lot of patients who come back and say, Riz, I have redness, or I'm starting to get pimples, or you know, your skin is just irritated. I tell them, first, make sure you're washing your mask on a regular basis, and if you've done all the washing and all the cleaning and you're regularly replacing your mask and it's still irritating, what you could try is this cream. So you apply this on the cushion of your mask. It helps to soothe your skin, but also helps seal and create a better seal around your mask, so there's less leakage. Um, there you go. So this is also available in our online store. Something that a lot of my patients appreciate is a tube support, right? I can only imagine that when you have a mask on and then you're trying to turn during your sleep, well, I can only imagine how your tube is dragging while you're turning. So this tube support, what we'll do is it will hold your tube above your head so that it takes in the weight of the tube. So it allows the patient to move freely during the night without having to worry about being entangled in the tube because it's always suspended above you. Now, another option that we have, which I'm considering to get for myself, is a CPAP pillow. So this is made purposely for people who are using CPAP. What I like about it is that you can adjust the different height level, right? So it comes in for three parts. You can remove some of the parts to change the height of your pillow. And what's cool is on each side of the mask, you have two concave areas where if you're sleeping on your side, well, you don't have your pillow pushing against your mask. Basically, what will happen is that your mask will just fall into that little space where there's no pillow. So again, avoiding having your mask being pushed around, especially if you're a side sleeper or a stomach sleeper. So that is it. I think I've covered a lot of the different types of masks, how to improve comfort if you love your mask, but you're just struggling with the leak or struggling with pressure source. There are solutions regarding that. So I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact us. I'm from our Vaudreuil clinic, but we have 8 other clinics around the island of Montreal. You can reach us by phone. We also have our online website where all of the products that I've mentioned is available, and we ship all around Canada. Available for pickup as well here in Vaudreuil. So for those who are tuning in, thank you for joining us. Now, don't forget that you do have the chance to win a lumen. You are entered the chance to win a lumen if you come into clinic or purchase anything above 150 in our online store. Again, thank you very much for tuning in. I hope this was helpful. Please do not hesitate to call us. We are more than happy to assist you in all of your questions or troubleshoot any difficulties you might have with your CPAP treatments. Again, thank you very much, and come back and see us next week. We try to do this on a weekly basis so that we can cover a lot of topics for our online family to help them in their CPAP treatment. Thank you very much and have a good day. Bye.